One interesting fact that I would like to highlight is that most likely you are already using cloud. So if you're using Yahoo email or Gmail to send and receive emails, or if you're storing documents in Dropbox or Google Drive, you are already using the cloud. But you probably did not know that you are already consuming cloud services. So yes, cloud is everywhere, and it is growing bigger every day. Every year, cloud footprint is growing by 20 to 30%. There is immense demand out there for cloud services and skills. According to Forrester Research, the size of cloud market may grow to be around $241 billion by 2020. American Media Research is projecting that it may reach $270 billion by 2020. So the opportunity is huge for you guys, and you can easily bet on the cloud to be the top IT trend for at least next 5 to 10 years. As a result, right now is a great time to gain cloud skills and gain cloud related employment. Now you may be wondering, okay, all that sounds very good, but what is cloud? And where is the cloud? Well, it depends on who you ask and how they are consuming the cloud service. Because cloud is a broad collection of services and organizations can choose where, when, and how they are consuming cloud computing, the answer that you may get may be different from different sources. The National Institute of Standards and Technology has a definition of cloud computing, and this definition includes what it calls essential characteristics of cloud computing. These essential characteristics are on-demand service, broad network access, resource pooling, rapid elasticity, and measured service. Let's take a look at each one of these characteristics. On-demand self-service refers to the service provided by cloud computing vendors that enables the provisioning of cloud resources on demand whenever required. So as a user, you can provision resources like virtual servers, storage, network resources, etc. whenever you need them, and not only that, but you can also scale the resources up or down without any human interaction. Second in line is broad network access, which means that a wide range of devices can access cloud computing resources over the network. Whether you are using a laptop or a tablet or a smartphone, you should be able to access the cloud resources using all different kinds of devices. The next essential characteristic of cloud is resource pooling. The cloud can service multiple customers from the same physical resources by securely separating the resources on the logical level. So you are basically sharing the same underlying hardware with the other customers of the cloud provider. This is referred to as multi-tenant model, where multiple customers pool resources. A very simple example of multi-tenancy would be Dropbox. If you're using Dropbox to store your documents, you are sharing same physical storage device with many other customers. However, at the logical level, only you have access to your documents. Next, we have rapid elasticity, which basically means that resources can be provisioned and released on demand or in an automated fashion based on triggers or parameters. This will make sure that your application will have the capacity that it needs at any point in time. Last but not least is measured service. The basic idea here is that resource usage is monitored, measured, reported, and billed upon transparently based on utilization. In short, you pay for the use, also known as pay-as-you-go billing. Now you may be thinking, alright, well, this all sounds beautiful, so let me just go ahead and sort of pivot these characteristics into the advantages of going to the cloud. So every CEO likes the idea of cost cutting or cost savings, and that is exactly what cloud offers. That is actually one of the primary benefits of going to the cloud. No upfront or very little upfront capital expense, and you only pay for what you use. So cloud is very cost efficient. One other huge benefit is scalability. So for example, if you have a product launch and you are expecting a lot of demand from your customers, this is where the ability to scale resources will save the day for you and your company. Another huge benefit is how quickly you can deploy resources on the cloud. So in the past, where IT staff may take weeks and weeks to set up and configure your servers and infrastructure, now you can be up and running in the cloud within minutes. So that is a huge plus. This sort of turnaround is crucial for the enterprise, as it allows the enterprise to react quickly to change and get their product out the door much more quickly. And on top of all this, cloud is self-service and supports a wide range of devices that makes consuming cloud services piece of cake. So you have a laptop or smartphone or whatnot, everybody can consume cloud resources. So all these multitude of benefits and the flexibility that cloud offers makes cloud a win-win situation for everybody. And that is why the demand for cloud services is going through the roof. Alright, so we have looked at what cloud computing is. We have sort of defined what a cloud should have in terms of characteristics. We have looked at the advantages. In the next slide deck, let's take a look at cloud service models. One thing that I forgot to do here is compare the cloud computing with traditional IT or on-premise virtualization. As I mentioned earlier, that with cloud computing there is no upfront or very little upfront cost, if any, and you don't have to buy hardware to set up your own data center. But with on-premise setup, you not only have to buy the hardware, but you also need the staff to support the services running on that hardware. So the cost for on-premise is high, the cost of buying hardware and setting up your data center. Along with that, in most scenarios, you will have excess capacity on your hardware compared to going to the cloud where you only pay for what you use. And with on-premise, your scalability is limited to what your hardware can scale up to. In the cloud, for example, Amazon Web Services, the resource is unlimited. So you can scale up as much as you want. You can take as much storage as you need. And this scalability is what allows you to be agile, and that is what reduces the time to go to market. So as you can see, that cloud stacks up very well in comparison to on-premise virtualization. Alright, let's move on to the next lecture now.